We discussed food. How many brachot do you have to make if you eat bread? Well, what about drinking during the Seudah? So here the Shulchan Aruch says that if he drinks a little water or any other kind of drink that is commonly drunk at a meal, whether it's mineral water or diet soda, judging the two ends of the spectrum, ein levarech alehem. You don't have to make a bracha. Because after all, the reason we're drinking is because we're eating. It's not as though drinking is a separate event, but everybody knows that when you sit down to eat a meal, you're probably also going to have reason to drink, and the drinks are brought with the food. The Shulchan Aruch says it this way: we don't customarily eat without drinking, right? And he says even wine. If I would have brought out wine as part of the meal, you would have thought that, like the Frenchmen, we understand they like to drink wine during the meal. So if you drank wine during the meal with the meat, you were careful to get the right kind of wine, white wine, red wine, then you really wouldn't have to make a bracha on the wine either. But since wine is of great significance, and that's why Kiddush, for example, it was determined by the Chachamim that Kiddush should be made at home with wine, right? You make Kiddush and you say the bracha on the wine. So since the wine is a very important drink, it sort of raises the level of the meal itself. I think this is true today. If you eat a meal and your host offers you a glass of wine, well, that's a kind of a different league than having a meal where your host just offers you Diet Sprite. So the wine is of such significance that it's reasonable to make a separate bracha on the wine. But water and other drinks, they don't count. They don't need a bracha. So the Shulchan Aruch says clearly, when you drink during a meal, you don't have to make a bracha. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, the bracha on the pot takes care of that. And in theory, it takes care of all of the drinks that we drink, including wine, but pragmatically, it was decided by the Chachamim that wine, after all, has a special status, and the wine that we drink at the meal that we're eating should have a special bracha, borei pri hagafen.